Okay.
Ciao Angela.
Ciao tutti.
Ciao ragazzi. Ciao.
Ciao Savannah.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
My name is Nick Cimino, and I am your usual host for Carlentini, Omaha, and beyond, but we have two co-hosts that are going to take over for me shortly here. And Joanne Crinklaw and Mary Kay Lynch are your co-hosts of today. Ably assisted by Ms. Eleonora Formica. So let's see, who do we have here? We have Troy Italiani. So we got Eleonora Nuccio, aka Sebastiano, and Silvana.
Ciao.
And we have two people in California, Nick and Fred. And Dale,
I'm kind of here.
where you are at, please, Dale.
I'm in the Woodlands today. I'm in Texas today.
Oh,
I'm
we
in
got
New
two Dales. This is going to be
Dales.
confusing.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So
Hi,
Dale Vanderwood is in Texas, and Dale Monteleone, where are you?
New York, New Paltz.
New Paltz, New York. Okay. So I was able to do a little bit of work on your tree. We got another Californian just join us, Kat Connolly.
Kat.
Hey, Kat.
And so the Omaha crew is Dean, Mary Kay, Joanne. I guess that's it. Oh, I see.
Today.
I see a square for Angela Sanfilippo. Can you hear?
I'm here, but I don't know how to get on. This is my first Zoom.
Okay. Let me see if I can do something to help you. I don't know.
Ciao Angela.
Hello.
Hello.
I can do anything except
There's a
invite you to turn your camera on.
While you're helping Angela, so Dale, she's are you in Sicily? She was a guest of one of my best colleagues, Barbara, and she gave you my telephone number, my email, and then you contact me, and then that's how she joined the crew. I'm in Sicily, as Nick was saying, and we are a little piece of cake of a bigger one that is the project of being sister cities between Cornentini and Omaha, and this is one of our pillars. We have the pleasure to lead every week those genealogical researches, and we are happy to do it for a lot of people who have found their relatives. We have a lot of projects. We scan our cemetery, so we updated a lot of graves, and I haven't counted how many family tree Nick, Dean, and Jim Beckman, those are our genealogists, and the family is growing. So everything has started to reach the goal of being sister cities. That was a project started years ago, and then was the last one who really put more actions to let it be real. And we have simultaneously a lot of other things connected. So we have somebody who helps Nick Gibelisco for dual citizenships. So we have projects related with education, elementary school, the right ladders, high school. We are working on programs to let them come for summer school and one road programs. Next week we will have a professor from the university from Omaha, UNO. He will come to visit Catania. So it's 360 degrees, and we are really changing a lot of things, and we are approaching as well in a different way with thanks to technology it helps a lot. Now it has been almost 3 years that we have gathered every week for almost 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes we talk too much. That's that's something. And our goal next year would be to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Santa Lucia in Omaha. That's an important connection. It's a festival that is still alive and exported by our ancestors from Sicily. And then to achieve finally the last and official ceremony of being sister cities. And then what else? I think we have so many beautiful ideas, and then it's like a wedding. We will keep going and going with other things. I'm a tour guide in my life, like Barbara, so I help people to create their tailor-made tours when they have to come to Sicily. We give them, if I cannot follow them personally, we give them connections and people driving them, assisting them as interpreters. So we try to do our best. I hope so. There is a Silvana who doesn't speak English, so sometimes I will go in Italian for her. Silvana hai seguito tutto, while Nuccio, who has an Italian name, Sebastiano Belfiore, he speaks perfectly English. So you can help me with the back and forward. Silvana, hai seguito? Vuoi che ti faccio riassunto?
Sì.
Ho raccontato un po' tutti
No,
i progetti.
no, ho seguito, ho seguito. Sì.
She's learning. She's my best student. I'm so proud of her. Sì, brava. So now you know a little bit more about the crew, the family.
So Dale, I was able to get a little bit of information on your family. You gave me information on Luciano Monteleone, and my records indicate that his parents were Francesco and Giacomo Lamastro.
I have to write this down.
Yeah. Well, I can send it to you.
Oh, okay, great.
I found the email. You're coming
I come
October
next Wednesday.
25th.
Yeah, I leave here next Wednesday.
And Luciano was definitely born in Caltagirone.
Oh, okay. So now we are going, we are understanding better the area where we have to, our area of action, let's say.
And his wife was Giuseppe Piacio.
Yep.
And she was also born in Caltagirone. I found both of their birth records. So,
they lived next door to each other, I understand.
Oh, really?
They knew each other from when they were like kids, and they ended up getting married and they came to the States and got married.
Yeah.
That's your parents, Dale?
My grandparents.
Grandparents.
I never met my grandfather. He died young. He choked to death.
So there were 6 children. Which child is your parent?
Louis.
Louis. Okay.
He was right in the middle.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
can you share the screen so we can see the information?
well, I'm on my iPad and I'm having trouble sharing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There was Jackie, Rosalie, Louis, Maria, and Vincent. I looked at a census and it looked like there was another child named Nancy, but they had her as 0 years old. And then she kind of disappeared from the census forms. So I don't know whether they changed the name to Maria or if she died as an infant. But my cousin said that grandma never lost any of the babies. That it was like.
What about if she has been adopted by somebody else in the family, maybe having a lot of kids sometimes in the past they gave to the sisters or cousins who had no kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Dale, what is your husband's surname?
My husband?
Well, I saw an email that said Gust or,
Oh, Rust. That was, yeah, I'm not married anymore.
oh, okay,
And that's
So
his
what-
last name, Rust, G-R-U-S-T.
G-R-U-S-T.
Yeah.
And are you still legally G-R-U-S-T surname?
I'm legally Monteleone Grust, but I
Okay.
like my name better, so I usually just don't bother with his. Sorry.
Okay.
Monteleone.
Uh,
Where are you in United States? Sorry, I didn't get it
New
earlier.
York,
The-
upstate New York. Upstate New York.
upstate New York. Mhm. Okay.
okay.
Usually New York, Caltagirone, so Caltagirone upstate to New York. Silvana, ti ricordi come si chiamava quella città del Connecticut dove andavano tutti quelli di Siracusa? New
Britain.
New Britain. Ok.
Quelle
So,
di Villasmundo più che altro, Priolo,
Villa-
queste parti qua.
because Caltagirone in Sicily. Have you ever been to Sicily, Dale?
No, this is the first time. I'm
Okay.
only going to explore my history, my family.
Okay, Caltagirone is very close to Carlentini, that is the city, and Lentini that are almost separated by a road actually, and those are the two cities from where the majority of us is connected, let's say, and we are in the county of Siracusa, like a Caltagirone. But Caltagirone is more in the inner part of the land. So from from Lentini and Carlentini is like 40 minutes by driving along the national road, because unfortunately in that area there aren't highway yet. So when you will get there, you will take this national road. And Caltagirone is an important city in Sicily because it's the most prestigious town for ceramics. In Caltagirone, we have an ancient tradition. There is the most important academy for ceramics, and that's the techniques that they use. That they use goes back to the Arabs. So it's a very prestigious city, very wealthy city. People in Caltagirone are pretty rich. All the people that I've met, they have beautiful houses, beautiful properties. It has been since forever that they have been connected with the world of art and handcraft and ceramics. So when you will go there, the majority of the locals, they have boutique and ovens where they cook the ceramics, and they are they decorate. They're painters, and there is this important academy as well. And we can say that it's a very elegant city because of the public garden as well, that is decorated with beautiful ceramics that are super expensive, but nobody touches them. So it's a very interesting town. When you will come to Sicily, you will enjoy it. And it seems that from there, maybe they went through Ellis Island and then
Yeah.
New York, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, they stayed in New York City.
So
They
it's huge.
settled in the city, Brooklyn and all. Yeah.
Caltagirone, so Brooklyn, like the people from Castellammare del Golfo. They
And for a
settled
little
themselves.
while, it looked like he lived someplace called Pietratezy or something.
Pietraperzia. Pietraperzia. Well, makes sense, but because Pietraperzia is even smaller and even farther, so deep in the mountains, and people in Pietraperzia Caltanissetta. Usually in the past, they used to work inside the mines with the sulfur, con l'estrazione dello zolfo. They used to take out the sulfur. So it was a terrible job. A lot of people died. And I don't blame them if they moved to a bigger town like Caltagirone. My father lived in Caltagirone as well when he was elementary school because my grandfather worked there for several years, and he says that when he was a child in the 70s, Caltagirone was the most beautiful place, better than Lentini, better than Catania, because people were polite, were safe. There were a lot of activities in the evening, like cinema and the puppet theaters shows. So he has a beautiful memories about Caltagirone at the time. And when I go there, every time I go, I always buy him a little coffee cup because he likes to have several and all different. So when you will go there, you have to buy a ceramic for sure.
Of course. My house is full of ceramics from Caltagirone. We got any kind of pottery,
No,
whenever I
show
go.
us something. I'll show you something too. I'll look for something.
Of course. Yeah, I get it. Give me time.
I have no, this is not Caltagirone. That's a good challenge.
So Dale, this is the Atto di Nascita of Luciano Monteleone. And it was interesting because I saw various spellings. The one that's on his birth certificate is Monteleone.
Yeah. It got changed when my father was in school.
Okay.
Somebody made a mistake and it kind of lasted. Some of my relatives have the EONE and which is the proper way. And we have it IONE.
So this is 1892, and it shows the father, Francesco Monteleone, age 33, residing in Caltagirone. And it gives the address, Nella Casa Posta in Via San Giuliano, al numero 40. So number 40, Via San Giuliano, that's the place where you got to go to get to his birthplace.
Okay.
Aspetta, I write it down because I have a.
And is it working?
San Giuliano, numero 40.
Is Giuliani with a J or a G?
Giuliano.
Giuliano, Giuliano.
Okay, 40.
Yeah, San Giuliano.
And that's where who was born? Luciano?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
his mother was Giacomo Lomastro.
Sorry, my cats are fighting.
Okay, so I can't see the participants right at the moment, so I'm going to stop share and see
I found those two. Those are typical ceramics from Caltagirone, and usually you find the signature in the back or at the bottom. So you must say Caltagirone, means that it has been done by hand, and that's the family Pistone, Francesco Pistone. That's the name of the artist, Caltagirone. And those heads, they are related to a legend. He was a Moorish guy who fell in love with this noble lady in Palermo, and she spent the whole day in her balcony watering the flowers, and then he started courting her, singing songs, poetries, and then very romantic and serenades, and then at one point she accepted his love. But as soon as they got married, she figured out that he had family at home, wife and kids. So very angry, she decided to cut his head and put the head on the balcony, and she planted the basil. And then she started crying every day. The neighbor, very jealous for the beautiful basil, they thought that the basil was beautiful because of the shape of the vase. So they started asking to the artist to make vases with the shape of a man. And then the artist decided at one point to create her as well, because let's say destiny, jealousy, anger, lies, they have separated them according to the legend. So when we buy them always together to as good luck in our house, to bring harmony in the couple. And very often when they got married in Sicily, they choose the two heads as gift for the guest. But I think that is a marketing move. So all the ceramic selling those heads, they will sell two rather than one. 100%. That's my idea.
Me.
And now you know a little bit more.
This is another love affair.
What do you think?
These are candles. These are different. I don't know the story about this love story. They had an affair, maybe. This is a carabiniere that is, yeah. I bought this 5 or 6 years ago. They are made by Alessi.
Candles? Are they for candles? Why is that strange on the top?
Yeah, they are made for keeping, for holding candles. They're chandeliers, let's say. And these are made of di Alessi.
Bellissimo.
Questo sembra un carabiniere e l'amante, come so io.
E la noble lady. I have never seen them.
Yeah,
Must be a legend.
Non è che ha a che fare con risorgimento, con qualcosa del genere, tipo...
No idea. No idea.
Io ho trovato una canzone stranissima nel libro di P3 che parla proprio dell'invasione dei francesi, della cacciata dei francesi, scritto in siciliano, quindi chissà, potrebbe essere qualcosa del genere.
Tra il soldato...
Sì,
no, questo è un carabiniere. You know that carabiniere is a faction of the policemen. You know, you've got policemen and carabinieri. This is a carabiniere. It's the historical uniform they usually have.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And this is...
So, now you know more about Caltagirone.
Però la dama è molto strana.
Vero?
The lady is weird. It's true, like a noble.
Sono bellissime.
In fairness to the lady, I wanted to show Giuseppe D'Asio.
Oh, yes.
And
but,
these are God's. My cousin let me into his ancestry site.
D'Asio.
That was my grandmother.
Questi sono nomi che da noi non ci sono.
So what I thought was very interesting is that the arrival date and the marriage date are the same.
Yeah, so I find that curious. Somebody probably made a mistake. Like this was all put in probably by my cousin.
No, because this is this has two sources. 19.
So maybe they got married and then they get in.
And then this marriage date is the marriage license, at least, was taken out the same day she arrived.
Okay.
So it's correct. Nick ha notato che c'è una cosa strana in questa cronologia, che si sono sposati e sono entrati negli Stati Uniti nello stesso giorno, il 1° aprile. E allora Dave pensava che fosse un errore. Ho detto sicuramente qualcuno trascrivendo le informazioni avrà messo per errore la stessa. E invece Nick ha detto no, perché ci sono 2 fonti per quello stesso informazione, quindi è impossibile che la fonte di Ellis Island si siano sbagliati.
E si saranno
That's why
spostati lì appena arrivati.
it's important to have the good eye. They should get married as soon as they put their feet over there, or the opposite. They got married and then they get in as
Hai visto
a couple.
ho notato che c'è una persona che si chiama Giacomina, hai visto?
Giacomina, dove ce l'hai?
No, lì l'ha mostrato poco fa, Micca. Perché a Caltagirone il santo patrono è San Giacomo.
Ah,
Quindi ci sono
Silvana,
molte persone che si chiamano Giacomo e Giacomina.
Silvana, she's saying she noticed in that chronology earlier that there was a person called Giacomina, and she's saying, I didn't know that. Thank you, Silvana, for sharing. She's our encyclopedia of Sicily too. She knows a lot. And she said that the saint patron of Caltagirone is San Giacomo. So James, maybe in English, I think it's Jack.
Jack.
For May, Jack.
Mhm.
But you don't have a Jack for female. Jacqueline. You have Jacqueline,
Yeah.
female. Okay,
Yes.
so Caltagirone is full of Jack and Jacqueline, Giacomo and Giacomina, because it's the saint patron. So maybe in the family tree going back, you will find more.
That makes sense.
So looking at her birth record, we see that her father, who appeared to report, was Luigi Dacio. He was age 31, and she was born on the 29th of August.
Yeah.
And her address was Via San Giuseppe, numero 9, or number 9. Her mother was Fonte Ferrato, is her surname. And
Dove
Rosanna.
sarebbe? Monteferrato.
You think it's
Fonte.
Monte?
Yeah, I
think
do
it's
too.
Monteferrato.
Okay.
Ferraro.
I will defer to your reading of it.
I believe that. I've seen that. The
Monteferrato, sembra Monteferrato.
Monteferrato, no.
Rosalia,
Yeah, Rosalia.
Rosalia, no, Rosalia.
Sua moglie casalinga secolue
Sua,
convivente.
Ma
bravo.
sai, potrebbe essere Rosalia.
No, giusto, sua, ha detto giusto Nick. Rosalia, solo che non
Rosalia,
hanno
sua
stati.
moglie.
Sua moglie casalinga. Mhm.
So anyway, that's what I was able to
Wife,
on short notice.
housewife, and they used to live together. Oh.
C'era una parola che non
All right.
Anch'io, quell'ultima, vero?
La
La
penultima.
penultima. La
Dopo
penultima.
convivente l'altra parola non ho capito.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you think people would leave Caltagirone back then? Why did people immigrate to the US?
Because there was nothing here.
No.
No?
Potremmo cercare
Secondo te,
su
Silvana, perché se ne sono andati da Caltagirone?
Ma guarda, secondo me il problema non è solo Caltagirone, vuol dire che
Just
tutto il
what?
Sud Italia, perché
The
dopo il
whole island was under depression.
1861,
Okay.
dopo il 1861 ci fu l'impoverimento, diciamo, del Sud Italia, perché si dice che hanno fatto il risorgimento, hanno fatto l'unità d'Italia, però in effetti il Sud è stato molto impoverito, perché in pratica cioè, il modo di lavorare, cioè, è stato tutto scombussolato al Sud. E si dice, molti lo dicono adesso perché ci sono delle ricerche, eccetera, che tutte le ricchezze del Banco di Napoli se le sono portate al nord Italia, così come anche le fabbriche, tutto questo. Per cui il Sud Italia ha vissuto la depressione totale almeno nei 20-30 anni dopo l'unità d'Italia. E quindi molte persone sono emigrate per cercare fortuna.
Which year are we talking about? Can you remind me?
It looks like they came here in 1918.
1918. Okay, because we have to.
1916.
I was in the
1918 was
middle of
after
the
World
war
War One.
too.
Yeah, there was World War
1918.
One. We were in the middle of
Certo.
the beginning of the
Certo.
fascism period. So those who left
Certo.
between 1918 and 1930, they left a situation that in Sicily was terrible. Mussolini getting the
Ma già era
power.
terribile da prima, figurati poi dopo.
But
con la guerra.
Silvana, she's saying it was terrible even before World War One, because after unification of Italy, that was 1861, we had a huge depression in south of Italy because the king in the north, they took all of our richnesses, the money that we had in the banks, our gold in Napoli, and then all the big industries, they closed in the south, and they stole all the people were able to work in those industries. So they closed them in the south and they opened in the north, among them silk.
Per di più hanno
cotton.
istituito anche la leva obbligatoria, nel senso che i ragazzi dovevano fare 7 anni di leva, cioè praticamente le braccia più importanti, diciamo, dei giovani, venivano sacrificate.
And
Perché
then,
l'agricoltura in Sicilia aveva
there was
bisogno proprio per
the military service that became obligatory, mandatory.
mentre prima
how do you
non
say
c'era.
it? For
Both
7
were
years.
correct.
7 years. 7 years means that those arms, the most important part of the society between the 18 years old and 25, they had to be militaries, and they didn't want to do that. This was the moment when Italy is conquering as well the offshore places, Crispi Giolitti, Libya, North Africa. They wanted to conquer, and then they needed militaries, and Mussolini was using that way as well. So it was a terrible moment in Italy. My great grandpa immigrated 1919 from Lentini going to Omaha, for example.
E comunque gli inglesi
time.
avevano anche bisogno di una nuova forza lavoro che fosse migliore rispetto agli schiavi africani, perché in
And then
Sicilia
in
già
United States,
c'erano dei
people-
lavoratori che sapevano lavorare sia la
Mhm.
terra
And-
che costruire.
And then Sicilians, we were able to work the land. We were excellent agriculture, and the United States welcomed them because they needed people were stronger or smarter in that field than Africans. So a lot of Sicilians, they replaced the slaves, and I don't remember exactly when that ended, but we are excellent farmers. So maybe they found a place where they could have a better condition, being treated as.
Leonora, in quel libro che mi hanno dato quelli di Omaha, c'era scritto in italiano
We
di
have
Omaha, ho
we have a
potuto
beautiful
confermare
book.
questa cosa perché c'era una frase scritta proprio, c'era scritto che prima del 1861 in America non si erano mai viste persone del Sud Italia, cioè non
Yeah,
c'era
there is a
migrazione
beautiful
meridionale.
book, The
Quindi questa è
Italians
stata
of
una conferma
Omaha.
di quello
Mhm.
che oggi
Yeah.
dicono i neoborbonici.
Sì. In this book, The Italians of Omaha, that is written in English, and Silvana has helped with her daughter to translate it in Italian. There is this sentence that says that in United States before 1861 there wasn't one single Italian because
No, italiano,
they,
nessun meridionale, mentre quelli del Nord Italia già
no,
erano immigrati
nobody from the
prima di
south.
questa
I'm
data.
sorry, there was nobody coming from southern of Italy because they didn't need to emigrate because they were rich, they were happy, the economy was good.
Non
so
erano
nobody
così ricchi,
immigrated.
però si lavorava, si viveva. Ecco.
They
Invece
used to
dopo
work, I
c'è
mean,
stato
they were okay.
lo sconvolgimento di tutta una società che aveva un suo assestamento che è stato completamente...
Yeah, once I found on internet an article that is a beautiful one talking about let's say, come si può dire, i primati, something that you do like worldwide for the first time, and all the highlights, let's say, of the kingdom of two Sicilies. So there was the first bridge, the first railway station, the first Academy of Astronomy, the first Academy of Economy, the first theater, the San Carlo. So there were a
La
lot of
scuola
things.
salernitana di medicina era importantissima.
There were a lot of things made in the southern part of Italy for first time, and then because of unification, they closed everything, and then we started our depression at the time, and people started leaving. And I think that after 100 years, maybe more, things that they are not getting better. People are still leaving. Nuccio is one of them. He emigrated north of Italy because you don't have the same condition. I mean, Nuccio, you can tell us more about your experience. Maybe your theory is different than mine.
Oh, no, this is what is happening. All my friends, well, the generation of the 60s has emigrated with the certificate, with the studies, with education. All of us got a degree, okay? So who is a doctor, he's an engineer, he's all specialized in any sector. But all of us work here in the North. I've got a lot of my friends who used to come to school with me that left Sicily 40, 50 years ago. And, you know, and there has been a slowdown in immigration about 20 years ago. But recently, in the last 10 years, there's been a new wave of immigrants all over Europe, not only towards the North. Because even here, well, the living standard is very good, but salaries are not as good. I mean, government salaries are not as good as they should be. And then, yeah, there's a sort of, you know, a regret sometimes. Why am I here working hard, getting a low salary? Whereas in Sicily, maybe a teacher, a governmental teacher like me gets the same salary as mine. But this is another issue. But all the young generation is leaving, you know, and that is a shame. To be honest, now there is more awareness about how to invest, how to exploit the land using tourism. I think that tourism is an important source of income. But in the 70s, 80s, they have exploited the land, maybe building some industries or factories that have just polluted and not improved to the land. Now there is more, people are more aware about that. Okay, so as Leonora may testify, well, I spent the weekend in Puglia last weekend, and it was the same area as Syracuse, exactly the same. But there are a lot of investments on tourism that is the real source of income. It is less polluting, more environmental friendly. So now, yeah, something is changing. I can say that I hope in the near future there will be a sort of renaissance, but it must be cultural, not only, you know.
Well,
through education.
Speriamo che cambi veramente qualcosa, perché non possiamo tanto desiderare. La cosa strana che io ho letto quando mi sono interessata di questo movimento neoborbonico, che è la prima cosa che hanno fatto dopo l'unità d'Italia, perché è inutile che ci giriamo intorno, ma l'unità d'Italia l'hanno voluto gli inglesi, i francesi, non Garibaldi.
Yeah,
Garibaldi
Ivanovic is saying the first thing that they have done after unification of Italy, because we have to be honest.
La ferrovia che collegava.
We have to be honest, where the British and the French, the ones who wanted deeply the unification of Italy. Ok, continuo.
La prima cosa che hanno fatto è stata una ferrovia che collegava la Francia con la Puglia. E da lì
the first thing that they have done was a railway road that connected France with Puglia, perché dovevano andare allo stretto di Suez, forse dovevano far arrivare tutti i prodotti
gli inglesi che allora avevano il protettorato in India, per andare in India dovevano circumnavigare l'Africa,
Because
Mentre
the
in quel
British, to
modo,
go to India at the time, they had to circumnavigate Africa all the way around. So they were going to go to do this, the Strait of Suez in Egypt. So it was easier from India to cut through Egypt and then pass by
praticamente
Italy and then go straight to England.
risparmiavano metà del tempo per andare in
They
India.
used to save half of the time and half of the money as well for the
E
trip.
quindi loro hanno distrutto il regno delle due Sicilie perché era quello che era
So they
molto vicino al
destroyed
canale
the
di Suez
kingdom of
e
Two
avrebbe
Sicilies
avuto il
for
massimo
this
della convenienza, cioè sarebbe
because
stato
was too
il primo
strong and
stato
was not convenient for them.
perché aveva una grandissima flotta ed era così vicino al canale di Suez che si sarebbe potuto collegare con tutti questi paesi dell'Africa, dell'India, eccetera, eccetera, in una maniera molto semplice e veloce. Erano già pronti e hanno distrutto un paese, soprattutto per
Yeah.
questo motivo.
So
Non
they
perché volevano
destroyed
unificare l'Italia.
and they worked a lot under the table to have the unification of Italy, to have the South weaker and to destroy the kingdom of Two Sicilies. Yeah. I sent to Nick a little list of the first, I don't know how to call primati. My goodness, this is something. Primato del regno. Let me see. Primacy of the kingdom. Primacies of the kingdom of Two Sicily. Have you ever used this word, the primacy? Primacies? No. Something that is done for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Worldwide. But it's in Italian because there's nothing written in English. Oh no, how come? Interesting. So this is a
So
part
I just wanted to show the Lantini Cemetery before I go. Erica has been taking pictures for us, and we now have 587 memorials in the
wow,
Lantini.
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's partially because, I mean, it's easy to take the pictures and upload them. The hard part is transcribing them. But
Yeah.
I did a fair number of them, but then my 7 days was up. So then the community, the Find a Grave community, starts transcribing. What I need help from our people on is
That's
to
good.
check these for accuracy, because I've been going through and finding that sometimes they put the last name in the first name box. And sometimes, you know, it'll say
Queste le ha
Fu
fatte tutta Erika le foto.
Alfio,
Brava.
and they'll put that in as a name when that is the father's name.
Diceva Nick che è facile caricare le foto, la parte più complicata e difficile è quella di trascrivere le informazioni, no?
Infatti anche Erika lo diceva, è proprio, sta facendo un lavoro pazzesco lì.
Yeah, there is an incredible job behind, and we are the first ones, I think, in Italy that have digitalized an entire cemetery. So far, we have done the one of Corlentini, but in Corlentini we have 7,000 graves. I'm sorry, while in Lentini we have 25,000 graves, more or less. It's minimum 3 times bigger. E almeno è 3 volte più grande il cimitero di Lentini.
Sì, sicuramente.
Nick, how did you say?
Erika si è portata anche la scopa, perché a volte dice quando va lì sono talmente sporche che non si vede, e quindi prima le pulisce e poi si fa la foto.
Cos'è che si è portata?
La scopa.
La scopa. Ah, Erika, Silvana said that my daughter, she took a broom with her because sometimes they're so dirty that you cannot read what is written on it. So she's even cleaning the cemetery. This is not included in the service, Silvana. Can you believe?
So here's an example of one where we were unable to read the surname from the
Ed è
photo.
incredibile.
Uh,
Philadelphia Mauro.
yeah.
Yeah, because Nick gives the directions. For example, they have to remove the flowers because the flowers sometimes they cover the numbers, so we cannot see info. Or 2 pictures for grave, one of the entire grave and a second picture just the face. So it's a lot of work. Plus in Sicily it's so hot, it's so bright. So in the summertime, June, July, August, September, you cannot stay in the cemetery all day long taking pictures because it's super hot and the pictures, they will be too bright. So the best moment is the winter.
So here's
Eleonora ha detto la stessa
of-
cosa, Erika. Ha detto non ci andrò più quando c'è troppo sole, perché è venuta a casa. che
No,
mi
perché
fa
non
vedere.
vengono, le foto non vengono bene. The
No,
pictures,
ma a
they
parte questo,
and you
sai,
cannot
troppo sotto
take
il
them.
sole.
No, no, è
Troppo sotto il
impossibile.
sole. È venuta
So
proprio.
here's
Ciao,
an
Giussi.
example of a grave that the last name was put in the first name box. And
Santo Maci. So Santo is the first name.
so actually, this is interesting because it's telling me I need to suggest edits. Oh, I'm not.
No, Santo è il nome.
Sì, Santo è il nome.
But
Hanno messo al contrario qua.
Dale, I wanted to point out when you go to Sicily, one of the important reasons if you get to the cemetery to photograph them is because that's probably one of the few places you'll find pictures of your ancestors, and they only kept for 99 years. So all those graves from the 1920s, will not be there forever. They'll be gone shortly. So if you get an opportunity, you can take the photos and upload them to Find a Grave.
Okay.
But she's gonna be Caltagirone. Let me double check.
So the thing that I would encourage people to do is to download the Find a Grave app. Because when we were in Sacramento, I did this. I went to my grandfather's grave in Sacramento, and it has an option where you can add the GPS coordinates to the memorial just by touching a button. And
Nick, can you open a link online saying the Cimitero di Caltagirone? Because my father told me that is one of the most monumental cemeteries of Sicily. It's beautiful. There are like small chapels that are like Gothic cathedrals. Is astonished under the artistical point of view. And just to let you know, it opens at 9 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. But Saturday and Sunday, they will close at 1 p.m. because the caretaker goes home and they have the lunch and nap or whatever. So Saturday and Sunday in the afternoon is going to be closed. But if you have the chance, before you come to Sicily, maybe smart to call them, because in Corlentini, for example, we have a little office at the entrance where the caretaker has the possibility to show us the position of the graves, because we have registers there that we keep, but we can find just graves that are not older than 1920. Because if we are looking for somebody who died before 1920, we have to go to the CDO where all the older registers are kept. Makes sense. While in Lentini, that is bigger than Carlentini, as soon as you will approach at the entrance of the cemetery, you don't have anything. You don't have that office. You don't have the caretaker telling you the position of the graves. You have the custode, the one who is the one double check the security of the cemetery, but they will tell you have to go to the CDO before and find in the registers where is the location of your relative, and then you come here. So sometimes are two different locations. Now, Caltagirone is not a big city like Lentini, but it's not a small one. Let me see quante persone ci sono in Caltagirone. Yeah, wait. Nope. So
I know my great grandfather.
sorry, Dean.
If my great grandfather died in 1940, then his grave should be in there, shouldn't it?
Well, it's not small Caltagirone. It has 38,000 people. So it's not a little tiny village. To be in Sicily, 35,000 more or less. You see, and now we have the flowers in the middle.
Yeah, so anyway,
That's interesting. I wonder who
Angioletto.
that is.
this isn't,
Oh, this is a little girl. This is a very young girl because it says Angioletto in carne, passasti dalla terra al cielo, delusioni e lacrime lasciando. Little angel made of
It's a poem.
in a
It's a poem.
body. I'm sorry.
It's a sort of poem.
Yeah, like
written
embodied
in rhyme.
angel. You passed
Yeah.
away and you went through from the
there are
earth, the sky,
that many
with the
graves that have
delusions and
been
tears.
photographed in Caltagirone.
So now you know a lot of
Dai,
things. Yeah, it was a little girl. You know that Caltagirone has 35,000 people, that the cemetery closes at 5 p.m. and maybe
So I'm going to need to.
Go ahead.
So my connection is not real great. So I think I'm going to go ahead and depart.
I actually have to leave also. I have to pick my sister up to get her car from the shop.
Okay.
I gave myself an hour. I told her I'd leave around 4 o'clock to pick her up.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is wonderful. Thank you all. I might be able to join next week too, because I don't leave until Wednesday.
Okay. We have a lot of important info and above all the addresses of the streets where they were born. I will send them to you again. So you have places where to go.
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you. And I go to Palermo and my home base is Palermo. Then I'll just rent a car and drive around Sicily or get a tour guide.
Okay. Okay.
I need tour guides. Wonderful. Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll keep
Sei tu la
in
sua
touch.
guida?
Nice to meet you.
Leonora,
Sì,
sei tu la sua guida?
non lo so perché io sono molto impegnata. Però lei guiderà intanto la macchina da sola. You're very brave to rent a car and drive by yourself.
I know, crazy might be the right word.
See, no, you have a
Make sure it's
Sicilian blood.
automatic, not stick.
Well, yeah,
Sicilian
right.
blood.
I just bought a map.
I just bought a map. Incredible, you are really Sicilian blood. Dice, ho comprato una mappa, me la saprò cavare, fantastica. Manco Google.
Ciao.
Ciao,
see you
Deo.
in
Good luck.
Sicily.
Good luck.
Ciao,
Sì.
ciao.
Arturo.
Se viene
Bye-bye.
Carlentini vieni a trovarci, faccelo sapere.
If you come to Carlentini, well, she has to pass by. We can manage a meeting. We
Okay.
will see each other, please.
I would
Okay.
like that. Gracias.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Okay,
How do I hang
I
up?
don't see Joanne on my screen.
How do I hang up?
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Red
I'm
button.
here.
All right.
Who wants to be the host at this point, Joanne or Mary Kay?
Ciao.
Doesn't
It
matter.
makes no difference.
Giusina, gioia mia.
Hi everyone. I
We have
missed
another
you.
Ciao,
Italian.
Giusy.
Oh,
Ciao,
ciao,
Chris.
Giusy.
How are you all?
Jim.
Giusy, quando me lo
Long-
firmi?
Oh,
Mi-
Oh, you
Soon.
bought it.
soon, Nuccio.
Finalmente. Eh?
As soon as we get the chance to meet again in Carlentini, in Milano. I will be in Muggio at the end of, no, il 17 di novembre, in Brianza. But still going around.
Okay.
Mm.
Give
Sì,
me a
sì,
ring.
sì.
Nuccio, have
ring.
you started? Have you started it? Have you started
Just-
reading it?
Just 10 pages because I've been very busy at school. And then, you
Yeah.
know, even this afternoon, I finished at 5. Okay, so I left the
It's
school
a-
at 5
As
this
soon as you
afternoon. Since
will,
this morning.
when you will have like an afternoon and you will start
Yeah.
reading, you
Yeah.
will go like the cherries, one page after the other, one page
Sì.
after
Yeah.
the other. And
I'm sure.
I had 2 days off. I read it in 2 afternoons,
Mhm.
8
But
hours.
you're too partial. You're too partial.
Maybe I'm
No,
too
but-
fast
You're a
reading.
friend.
I don't know, but I was like, don't talk to me. I'm reading. Don't talk.
No,
No,
my aim
finger crossed for next weekend because I'm the nominee for a prize, and then next Saturday night I will be in Verona. Hopefully, I mean I'm like a
Okay.
sort of.
So you are collecting a lot of the prizes. You know, do you have a room where to play?
I would
all these
like
prizes?
to. I would like to. No, this time is nominee. We are 3, but it is already something. I mean, it is a prize for the let's say the best Italian author who can talk about love. I mean, I can talk and write about love, but in life I'm like terrible. I'm terrible. So I can just preach, but then a disaster, total disaster.
Now there's been the audio release. Is it
Sì,
right? Did I read
sì.
it properly?
2 days ago,
Okay.
and I found it out. I mean, I
Oh.
found it out this morning.
Okay.
Because I
No,
was
I
searching
read
for
it
other books
yesterday.
on a Audible and on the platform for audio
Yeah.
books. And I said, "Oh, this is mine." I didn't know that.
Now,
But,
do you know my aim is to take you to my school as we usually invite writers or novelists,
Sì.
whatever. So I see.
That would be
I don't know
great.
what's going on because these are usually gli insegnanti di italiano. Usually
Sì.
Italian teachers do this. So I finished reading it and then I'll pass it to my colleague and then we'll see what we can
with
do.
pleasure. This is something I usually do now. Will be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I keep traveling despite the work.
Yeah.
Because now that the school started again, so we're doing something like this all over Italy. But I mean, I don't want.
Do you
No,
see
lo
is
devi
the
fare
audio, is
all'Infini
the audio
questo.
only in Italian or is it can it be translated?
No,
Only.
no, it is in Italian. But
Eleonora, you need to read it so that we know what the book is.
But that is a good way, you know, like sort of a night fairy tales. You can, I mean, now you know how you can fall asleep. If you have any trouble, any issue falling asleep at night, I mean, you got something.
Come on, it's not true.
Now listening to an Italian voice saying blah 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 blah. Anyway, no, I don't know about the translation. I really
Well,
don't
but
know.
whenever you want, I can make a summary in English for everybody. Ciao, Sherry.
Ciao, Sherry. Well, I mean, but now
Sherry.
besides the book, it's such a pleasure to see you all again because I don't know, since August probably. I mean, there was a break, no, from the Zoom meetings, and then probably well, like Susan or
Time is flying.
you know,
Yeah.
the majority of you, well, probably I haven't seen you since the Santa Lucia Festival.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We can forgive you.
It's my fault, actually.
We can forgive you.
Well, I'm
Well,
following Fred's, I mean, successes, and how can I actually access the American television? This is something, I mean, this is driving me crazy because they
proud of you.
Oh,
Because I
thanks.
would like to watch a game. I mean, even on television, even at 4 in the morning. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I
You
think
have to
if you
move
have
to United States.
YouTube TV, but I don't know if you guys have that there.
YouTube TV.
YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube TV.
YouTube.
See.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Well, I just
Non lo
thought
so.
it was on a normal, let's say,
Right.
ordinary television.
Right.
Fred,
but on
just send in the
YouTube
game
TV,
films.
you might be able to watch everything on that.
Fred,
YouTube, yeah.
Fred, what,
I mean,
do
keep
you
following
stream
the
it?
page.
What's that?
Are there anything sites that's streamed on?
The replay of that, you mean?
Yeah, she should be able to see it streamed. Sometimes
Yeah, I
streamed
would think-
even
see, that's
live.
what I'm thinking. It was on ESPN, but
Well, she'd have to have a subscription to that.
yeah, I don't have.
Mm.
Yeah, we got rid of cable and got YouTube TV, and I even have that in my office right here too. So that was a
Also
very
on
exciting
Sky.
night, to say the least.
Also on Sky. If you have Sky, you can get some American channels. Could be
Maybe.
an idea. You should
Maybe.
double check.
Because, you know, I mean, most of the time, or like, I would really love to watch American television. Like, I love Drew Barrymore, for example, and her show. The fact is that
Yeah.
from Italy,
The kitchen one.
See, and there's another one. It's a sort of a talk show. Now I don't remember
Okay.
the name. But like Good Morning America in the morning. I mean, I would love to watch
You have
it.
to move to United States. That's it.
I mean,
Fred.
I'm not living there. That's the core of the problem, actually. That's the main issue.
Però ci
And
possiamo fare
schedule,
mandare una
Fred.
registrazione da te.
Oh yeah, that's another good idea. You can register for us and send it to us.
Esatto.
Send me your schedule, Fred, and I'll see what streaming site I can find it on for her.
Yeah, just
Or you want me to Google it?
It
I'll
says-
Google it.
just go to our website. Yeah,
Okay.
It says here on,
we're on ESPN Saturday night at 7:30, and I don't know
it
what
says to
after
watch-
that.
It says to
Un
watch.
bel video
YouTube.
lo mette su YouTube e ce lo guardiamo tutti.
Fred, are you like the Italian football coach, like cursing all the time and like throwing water bottles? I mean, something
Yeah,
Or
like
whatever.
Sempre bigger bottom.
So if you yell in Sicilian,
was
that's a
sure
good
about
one.
it.
They don't understand you.
Babu
Tanto non lo
Shanku.
capiscono.
Babu
Che sta
Shanku.
facendo? Babu Shanku, big puttana.
There is
Apposta.
a video of Fred jumping on a desk, though. I have seen
Oh,
that
God.
one.
Yes, you know,
That was
during
back at San Jose State.
Yeah.
Italian
No.
soccer games, and I mean, our
Jumping on a
coaches are.
desk. What were you doing on the desk?
I was getting ready. It was a meeting for a team meeting, and I was leading it, and I just took one leap and landed on the desk. I just
Like
get
another
everybody excited.
Another perspective.
Yeah.
Joanna ha visto un video di Fred che saltava su un tavolo e quindi che cavolo gli stavi facendo su pro tavolo? Dice, stavo esultando, sono salito per saltare meglio.
No, sopra la seggia già bastava, un tavolo.
Oh, great. I mean, that was
sì.
my curiosity. I was just wondering.
No, you got to be calm in the game, but you know, I get excited and all that, but not. I don't yell and scream at the kids. I don't do that. That doesn't help. You have to help them out. You know, the old days of screaming and berating. You don't need to do that to kids. You can be excited for them, but not at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I was wondering, is Angela Sanfilippo here for the first time?
Yes, I'm
not?
here.
Okay.
I'm
So
here,
now-
but I can't get my picture on. I don't know how.
It's okay.
It should be
So-
a
But I've been
just
listening
join
and
video.
I'm enjoying everything. I live in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and three of my grandparents came from Syracuse, one from Lentini, one from Parolo,
and the other one from Syracuse.
Priolo,
And another grandma came from Naples. So I am all Italian and Sicilian.
You have
Yeah.
from Lentini, Martinez, Fuggetta, from
Yeah.
Priolo, Rio.
Sì.
La mia
So
bisnonna si
two of
chiamava
those
Rio.
names are Spanish.
La tua bisnonna?
Sì, sì, si chiamava Rio. era di Argentina.
Silvana's great grandma, her name was Rio. Sì, obviously means a river in Spanish.
Yes. Well,
Piccolo fiume.
my father changed the spelling. Someone changed the spelling from RIO to REO. Yeah. But when I was in Syracuse, I saw a plaque that was in our family. The person was Gaetano.
Angie, you are Angie, Silvia's guest.
Yes. See.
Okay.
Yeah, I
because
just
I
got
cannot
back.
see your face. I've been your tour guide last week. Okay, now I
Yes.
get it. Okay.
I just got back from Sicily Saturday night.
Good. How was your trip?
It was great.
And those three dots up in the corner of your screen, when you click on your screen.
Yes. Yes.
Does it say start video?
It says full screen, split screen, slide over, and close. I'm on an iPad, and this is my first time I've done Zoom.
That may be because of the iPad. Okay.
Your camera's not turned on the iPad.
Yeah, your camera.
You have to go to settings on your iPad.
Okay.
So we were together last week in Ortigia and in Via Giudecca. Actually, there was a sign with the name on the street of one of your ancestors.
See.
It was one of the parallel or perpendicular in Ortigia, the name of the roads. So very interesting. What's the
Yes.
what's the let's say the thing in Sicily? Were you in Sicily for the first time?
Yes.
So is there something that you didn't expect that you really enjoyed? Is there some souvenir? What's the most what's the best thing that you are taking back home with you from
Well,
this
the
trip?
culture, and you know, I knew my grandparents. And I was in their home, and so I can see that they brought everything from Sicily, the food, just the way their mannerisms. So it was interesting to see that culture.
La cultura. Ho detto, qual è la cosa? Lei ha fatto 2 settimane qua in Sicilia, qual è la cosa, il ricordo più bello che ti porti? Lei ha detto ritrovare quella cultura che conoscevo tramite i miei nonni, perché dal cibo ai modi di fare, le maniere che erano tipiche loro, le ho riviste anche in Sicilia. That's so beautiful.
You have
Nice.
relatives in California or Omaha, Angela?
Angie? Angie, are you there? We don't listen to you anymore. Maybe her connection is not that good.
No video, no sound.
No, now she's touching everything.
Messina turned everything off.
So going back to my friend Juicy, seeing that you haven't been around for a while, I take advantage in the meanwhile, maybe Angie comes back, to update everybody, including you. At the end of the month, at the end of October, Oscar will give us finally the response. We had a big meeting yesterday with Sicula, and we will know finally at the end of the month when it's going to be the certain date when we will celebrate the Sister City ceremony. And that means that maybe the first or the second week, the second meeting of November, I will be able to communicate everybody as soon as we will know officially. You will know it as well, because Todd will let us know. And what I can say is that yesterday Todd said that he will not be on the stage during Santa Lucia Festival, because I was wondering, on August 1st, the Thursday before everything starts, they are thinking about a separated location, separated from the Santa Lucia ceremonies, festival event, let's say, because it will be a more institutional place, not just the stage. Maybe we will go on the stage as we usually do, but for the ceremony, the signing ceremony itself, it will be somewhere else, and it will be same week of Santa Lucia. So that means that if we are wondering to go to Omaha next year, for sure we have to consider from the 1st to the 4th, and then expanding those 4 days extra, like 2-3 days before. I don't think it's gonna be 2-3 days after, but it's gonna be in the same week, he said yesterday. Let me see. The 1st is Thursday, we said, so maybe aspetta, dov'è il calendario? Dal 29, the 29th till the 4th is gonna be in those days.
Okay.
I think it's helpful for the flight ticket, so at least we can already think about it. And then they're talking about another ceremony in Sicily during Santa Lucia in Carlentini, because a lot of people, they want to be able to come. So maybe a delegation from Omaha will go to Carlentini, and then it's going to be more or less the same thing that we have done last year. We went there and then they came as well.
And it would be over, I mean, during Santa Lucia Festival in Carlentini then? So it means that it would be at the end of August?
Well, the mayor
La quarta domenica di agosto.
Is the 4th Sunday of August, Santa Lucia in Carlentini. I think we have to talk with Mayor Stefio before.
Quindi comunque alla fine del mese poi.
Sì, certo, si può dire. Se ci sono 5 settimane, 5 domeniche.
Ma dobbiamo parlare con Sindaco Stefio prima di dire che possiamo fare una cerimonia. So Mayor has to say. This was an idea that Todd was sharing yesterday. He said that Oscar might consider the possibility to go to Sicily as well and have another ceremony in Sicily, because they have already done it. They've been to France and so on. So it's part of the, I think, of the process, the protocol. I don't know how to call it. So that's to update everybody. I know that even Nuccio, we are starting with the project in the high school, and then is the time when he goes to England and whatever. Maybe knowing in advance, we can do more. I don't know. We can do better for sure.
I gotta get going, guys. I've got to get back and get going, but good to see everybody.
Don't kick their ass.
I'll tell them. All right, Saturday night. So good to see everybody. Giusto, good to see you.
Ciao.
Take care. Tutto buona benedica, buona salute. Okay. Ne vediamo.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Va bene. And then what else? This week I had a couple from Kansas City, and her name is Wendy Maddalena and Mangano. So I called Connie, Chris. She's related to you. You're first or second cousins. So I think you will get in touch when she will be back. And we found another cousin. I said, welcome in the family. Amazing. Everybody's connected.
I tried to explain that to Nick when she was first on here, and I told him to merge our two trees and he would have hers. But I don't think he quite got what I was saying. But yeah, her Nana was my Nanu's sister.
Yeah, and your Nano was Dominic.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay. Why do I remember those things? Okay.
I don't know. You remember quite a bit.
Because you're a genius.
No, I have like a database again, like, and then she was so sad that the cemetery was closed. But I said, if you're related with Chris and Connie, I know where your graves are. So
Yeah, I don't.
maybe-
I'm not sure about the Madalena side,
see,
about those graves, but
is she related with the Rumas as well?
that I don't know.
No, I don't.
Sure,
Okay.
on that.
Penso.
Vabbè. How
I know
was the granny?
we have Ruma in our family,
Uh-huh.
in the
Sì,
main
and
house.
sì. So maybe
yeah.
Juicy and Chris.
Really, Chris? I mean, we've never talked about that.
You see?
What's that? The Ruma? Yeah,
Really?
we haven't
Mean,
quite
we've
figured
never-
that one
we've-
out yet.
We haven't hung out together, but we've never talked about that.
Yeah, we
I
should
figured out
investigate
with
that.
Connie that day.
I should ask, well, I know that you were very close, that your parents were very close with Sarah's parents, but I don't know if it was, I mean, they were just close or if they were really related.
I don't think they knew we were related.
Hmm.
Connie figured that out. Her and Sarah went back in, I want to guess, 1987.
Mm.
And they were in, Sarah's family invited them over, and part of our family relatives were there. So
All right.
that was kind of like, look at Connie, we're related and we didn't even know it.
Surprise.
Yeah. So I don't think we've ever really investigated it, but that's something we should ask Nick about.
I should also ask Sarah then. Sherry,
Yeah.
maybe you know something.
You're muted, Sherry. Sherry, you're muted.
You're muted.
Push the bottom, sis.
Sherry.
Sorry.
Angie,
David was
now we
sleeping.
see you. I see you, Angie. Good job.
Yes.
Welcome back.
You're upstairs.
Thanks to Fred.
So basically, I remember the story happened this way, Chris, when Sarita and your sister were in Italy. Were you with them then? This was
I
like
was not.
Okay.
They asked me to go, and well, one, I couldn't afford it.
You didn't like to fly either at that time. So
Yeah,
now
at
you're
that
your fear of
time I
flying.
was not gonna get on an airplane.
Right. So what happened was they went to they were headed for, I think, Chris's family's gathering, and ended up seeing family for
Oh, maybe that's what it
Rita.
was.
It was
I
something
just
to
had it
that
mixed-
effect. But there's a
mixed
picture
up.
with your sister
Yep.
and Sarita and someone else, and they all look the same. And the other person is one of them from Carlentini.
Enza Camerata
Mhm.
and Lisa Ruma is her daughter, I believe.
So the challenge, Chris,
mistaken.
is to go up to your grandfather Dominic and then her grandma Nellie line, because there were 12 siblings, and Connie, she knew a lot about other brothers and sisters like Paul, who died in an accident,
Yep.
and then Rosina was. So the idea of Wendy was to work together with you two to figure out who is still alive in Carlentini.
That's what I would like to know.
So that's the hardest part. So whenever you will be ready, we will write down all the nice 12 siblings, etc., and we go on Facebook with a post on Say di Carlentini Say, and if you have pictures, may be helpful as well. So we might be able to find their relatives still alive. That's the hard part, you know. And
Per
Silvana
esempio,
will
io non ho
found the other
capito,
two.
non ho capito chi sono i parenti Mangano, se lei ha ancora dei parenti da parte Mangano a Carlentini. Perché io ne conosco
Allora,
tanti che
Wendy,
chiamano Mangano.
intendi Wendy o Chris?
Chris, Wendy. Chi si chiama Mangano?
Allora, Chris, suo nonno si chiamava Dominic e sono 12 figli nati a Omaha da genitori carlentinesi, nati a
Perché
Carlentini.
Mangano? Mangano è un nome che esiste a Carlentino.
Sì, Mangano is very common.
Quindi lei avrà dei parenti che si chiamano Mangano a Carlentino.
So, Chris, according to what you know, do you know if some of your grandpa's siblings stayed behind, like was left over in Sicily? So they were born. They were born there.
Six stayed behind.
6 sono rimasti in Sicilia e 6 se ne sono andati.
5 came
Ascoltami,
here. One of them died at birth.
Oh.
Io avevo un amico che si chiamava Angelo Mangano. Giusto?
Mangano.
E ormai è morto da tanti anni.
Ok.
Però lui raccontava che suo nonno era andato in America e diciamo che faceva avanti e indietro dalla che si chiamava Mangano.
So she had a
Quindi io
friend,
sono convinta
his
che
name was
qualcosa
Angelo Mangano, but he passed away. And she remembers that when they were younger, they used to talk. He used to say, my grandpa used to go back and forward to United States. So maybe it could be one of the kids of those siblings who remain. So Angie, that's what we do. We try to find the missing pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
According to our
And I would still like more information on my Sapienza side.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
We have Jim with us. I didn't see you. Where are you? Jim!
I've been hiding. So
why? Our mother
I haven't
tree.
had anything to contribute until right now. Okay.
Go ahead.
So is your, what is it, Dominic?
Yes.
Mangano, and then Lucia Sequencia?
Correct.
All right, then I got a lot of their family there in my tree.
You see?
Okay.
Our mother tree.
11, you said there's 12 kids. Well, I got 11 out of 12.
Correct.
Can you
One
share
died
the
at birth.
screen?
There was a Nunziata that died at birth.
Well,
Annunziata? Okay.
And
I
then
made that.
they named the next child Nunziata.
Of course. No, actually, there was a Grace in between. Gracia.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a Gracia in between because I don't know why, but you know, yeah, there's 2 Nunziatas, and I don't, you know.
Okay.
So the first boy was obviously Dominic, and then Sebastiana, and then Lucia, and then, you know, Lucia and Nunziata were twins.
That's the one that died.
Yeah.
Was the twins. Right. Okay.
So, we're twins. Erano gemelle. We need Wendy. She must come again because she will love those info. She didn't know a lot of things among those info. So Angie, Jim is our mother tree. He has 52,000 people on his family tree. Is quite bigger than Lentini and Carlentini altogether. So, and just Carlentini, how many are they? So it touches all over Italy, Sicily. Carlentini, I think you have
yeah, they have to have some relationship with Carlentini or Omaha.
Like 16,000 people just from Carlentini, going back as far as the 1700.
Yeah, actually, I think I started doing some research into some other records, marriages, and actually found
so
we're back to almost, you know, 1700.
So if you have someone, you can ask Jim to look for your ancestors, Angie.
Yes,
He's our, and Dean as well. Those are our 2 genealogists cooperating with Nick. So even if Nick is not around, I'm sure that maybe they have a way to help us with the genealogical researchers, the pure one. Go ahead.
So,
Jim, do you have Sammy Madalena's tree in yours?
Talking to me?
Sam Maddalena is the father of Wendy.
No, he's the grandfather.
The grandfather. I'm sorry. The grandfather.
Her father is James.
Vincent.
James. Okay.
Madalena Valentini.
It was a Sam, the one who married Nellie Mangano, right? I'm not remembering by heart.
That would be the great grandfather.
I see. Okay, because I wrote down the family tree.
Sam Madalena married Nellie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then they had a son, Sam, that was on her trip.
Okay, so I have, yeah, well, Nellie I have is Sebastiana.
Right, Sebastiana.
Yeah, and then she married Salvatore Madalena in 1924.
And when?
Is this the Sam was in our trip with his daughter?
Correct.
That Sam?
No, that's the son. That's their son.
Oh, okay. So I have one generation missing in my head.
So Sam is Salvatore in my tree.
Sì, corretto.
So Sam had 2 kids, and who was on our trip with us, and James, and Wendy's dad is James. James's dad is Sammy, and Sammy's dad was Salvatore, and Nellie were his parents.
Okay, now I have to find the others.
Yeah, well.
So if you have,
go down
Jim,
one level there.
Sammy's the sons.
Right, and who was the daughter?
Which daughter? Which daughter?
Okay, so their kids, Sammy and Nellie's kids. I have a Nellie, and an Alfio, and a Mary, and a Frank.
Right, correct.
So who am I looking for in here? Which one?
I'm looking for Salvatore.
Of Salvatore Madalena?
Yes.
I've already found him. And I found Sebastiana Mangano. So
when you
right,
finish
where the next generation is where I'm talking.
Per esempio, a scuola mia c'è una maestra che si chiama Mangano Maria.
So I have 4 children for that.
Okay, what are the 4 children?
Nellie and Alfio and Mary and Frank.
Okay.
When we are okay with this, I would like to ask you, Dean and Jim, to look for something for Angie, who is connected for the first time. Maybe you have somebody in your family tree.
Sure. So
go ahead.
So somehow Sam is missing out of there.
Okay. Well, I won't say I have everything in sight, but I got, a bunch that I've come across. When was Sam born?
Oh God, I don't know.
Well,
he's like, I want to say 74-ish.
Oh, well, this is.
He's still alive. And there was
alive.
one who is 97. The Nellie, she's 97. She's still alive.
Is she? Well, great. We should get her on the phone.
Who's this now?
Nellie.
There is someone who is 97, who is still alive, connected with Wendy. going, maybe
Yeah.
her
Oh,
grandma.
yes. We went by the house. And they
She is,
Rose?
yeah,
she
she
lived
just,
there,
ahead.
the house next door, but we didn't knock on the door.
Oh,
so where is that? Is that in Omaha?
No, that is in Carlentini.
Okay. So,
Carlentini.
so Nellie, and I have her birthday, she just had a birthday here just a few weeks ago, and so she's 98 now.
She's 98. Wow. And she was married to,
Archie Stewart.
okay, that's where the Stewarts came in. Okay. I'm learning.
Hey, it's all out there someplace.
We never stop. 2 days ago, I figured out that my great grandpa, he got the passport, was a resident in New York. I've never read it, for example. In 5 years that I'm going in the middle of the papers, this address escaped me somehow. This info escaped me. So there is always a missing piece of the puzzle. So going to Angie, I wanted to go to your grandparents because maybe they are the ones that we can find in Lentini connections, like a Mariana Martinez.
Is this a Mangano?
No, now I'm going to Angie, who has a family from Syracuse and Priolo. And the one from Lentini is a certain Mariana Martinez.
And I think her mother was a Da Vinci, if you look on the tree.
Carmela Da Vinci.
Her mother died when she was 3. And my mother is still alive. She's 99.
Wow.
Oh.
So
Carmela?
Is
yes. Your mom Carmela?
Yes, she's
like
99.
Her grandma.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's my mother. She's 99. So she has visited relatives in Syracuse, but my mother never saved anything. And I would like to know if I have relatives there in Syracuse. All I know is that they were professors, they were teachers, and I see that there's names there, and I went on Facebook, but I don't know. They could just have the same name and not be related.
Of course, maybe homonymy. Yeah, I understand.
So I'm more interested in that side of the family. The other side, my grandfather Rio, that came from Priolo. When we were on when I was on the trip just recently, and we went past Priolo, Sylvia told us that they took everybody out of the town, and now it's all industrial. So there's probably no relatives.
It has been.
Come si chiamano quelli di Priolo?
Quelli di Priolo, Rio e Faracci.
So I've got like 3 Martinez women in my tree, and one
there
is
a
Maria. I have a
Mariana.
Conchetta.
No, is there a Mariana?
No, and then the last one was way earlier was Sebastiana. And
No,
but that was way earlier.
I think it's not the same family tree.
La prossima volta cerchiamo se c'è parentela con me, tra Angela, perché la mia
So that
bisnonna
would
si
have been
chiamava
my
Rio.
grandmother's father.
Okay, so next time you get connected, because Silvana great grandma is Rio, and her family is from Villasmundo, and
Questi Rio
Villasmundo
erano di Sortino.
Sortino, so we are even getting closer to Priolo and Melilli, and that's
Sortino,
industrial
guarda,
area.
Sortino, Priolo, cioè questo passaggio ci può essere, perché
Yeah, Priolo, Sortino, people they moved. They are just 10, I mean, maybe 5 miles.
Dobbiamo cercare. La mia bisnonna si chiamava Rio Giuseppa.
Her great grandma, her name was Rio Giuseppa. So maybe you're connected, because she's not descendants from Carlentinesi. She moved when she got married.
Era di Sortino questa mia figlia.
So Priolo, it has been swallowed by the industrials. My mom, she has worked there for almost 30 years. But the city still exists. It has the highest percentage of cancer of Italy, but it still exists.
But maybe, Eleonora, maybe Angie can refers to Marina di Melilli, who has been, demolished because of the marina, has been destroyed because of the
section on the beach,
the industrial estate. So all these people, there were not so many, but I still remember that there were houses there, people living there, and the only community of priests stayed there for a while, and then also they moved away.
Mi ricordo le ultime persone che sono state mandate via, me lo ricordo.
They kicked them out.
The area opposite the ESAB, the area it is now
on the
empty.
beach.
It's on the coastal area. It used to be inhabited by people. It was a very beautiful beach over there.
Well,
now
over
it's
there
just
is
industrial estate.
an important Greek colony that was the first city built outside of Syracuse from the people from Syracuse, Megara, Iblea, and they just made a border around, and then they justified. I don't know how they did in the 60s. They took an entire refinery from Texas, and then they built it back in Sicily, and they started a new business, and then they just put some carpet on the dust, saying, okay, this is not important, it's just a city going back to the 6th century BC, but we put the industrials on top. So underneath we have ruins, and
that's
we have
the same topic
beaches.
we were talking about before. Elona, this is the topic we talked about
Nuccio,
before.
I didn't want to tell you earlier, but today among us, I have a lot of WhatsApp group where we are just tour guides, like 500, 600 tour guides all together. And today we were complaining a lot because we are very disappointed that from 2024, all the sites in Sicily, they have been increased the prices, some of the 50%, but some of the 130%. So a place like Segesta, where I remember when I started as tour guide 20 years ago, people, they paid €4. Now they will pay 13. They are jumping from 4 to 13 in 1 year.
Very short time.
So people, they will not like it. People, they will complain for that. So they are trying to squeeze the tourists like lemons, and then the companies managing the archaeological area and the sites are private. So those money, they're not going to the region of Sicily for nothing. Not for the highways, not for the services. We don't have bathrooms.
Tu lo sai che la maggior parte dei siti archeologici sono gestiti da aziende del nord Italia.
And the majority of
al
them
meridione,
are
anche i ticket, per esempio i biglietti che tu prendi per il teatro, sono gestiti da persone del nord.
Ticket One, etc. Even the theaters, everything is
Cioè,
managed by companies.
loro ci usano per tutto.
They exploit us for everything.
Noi siamo costretti a emigrare e in più
so we are still forced to emigrate while they take advantage of us. I don't know why it's going on in this way. Non lo so perché sta andando così. Non te lo so spiegare. But as tour guide, we cannot even think about to have.
Comunque i nostri politici hanno molte colpe.
Brava,
dobbiamo ammetterlo. Dobbiamo ammetterlo perché non si sanno far valere. Che con questo fatto che dicono ma al sud c'è la mafia, quindi non bisogna, però loro ne hanno approfittato perché la mafia a Milano ha fatto Milano 2, diciamo la verità. Non è che Milano 2 è nata così.
Yeah, was not
poi,
like that.
noi abbiamo la nomina, ma poi dove la mafia fa veramente affari e dove ci sono i soldi, perché Falcone diceva seguite il denaro per trovare il malaffare. Questo diceva Falcone, che aveva ragione.
That's all about money.
So has inflation really hit you guys hard?
Talking about the touristical world, yeah, we are very disappointed. And then there are all the time, let's say, unjustified exhibitions managed by other companies. So you want to visit the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, the ticket costs 10 euros. There is a statue made by whoever, so the ticket to get there is 14 euros. But those 4 euros, they go to the guy of the statue. But we don't want to see the statue, but they don't care. You have to pay the 4 euros anyway. So you have no choice. So there are always illegal exhibitions connected with the beautiful site, and the people, they are squeezed. They arrive there and they have just to pay more. And then another place where we complain a lot is the Etna, because to get as high as 10,000 feet, that is a beautiful experience. I've done it so many times. It has been years now, minimum 5-6 years, that they added 10 euros a year. 10 euros a year. So last time I was there, it costed 65, but now we are reaching 100. So people, they will never go there. And it's the most beautiful experience that you can do in Sicily. So I smell bad, like they are trying to let the tourism dying, at least the cultural tourism, and then people may be coming to enjoy nature and having activities that at one point they will be for free, and it's fine, but the culture is like left behind, because you cannot pay $200 extra just of entrances to have access to the sites that must be available. They should make a carnet or a universal ticket that you can use for everything, and then you pay a forfeit, like in New York City, whatever, and it's easier, you cut the lines. So we are complaining a lot because this will reflect our job in a bad way. Because when you pay the same price of the Sistine Chapel to see the Greek theater in Syracuse, but the Greek theater is swallowed by the modern stage and all the chairs in wood, you cannot see the theater as well. You have paid the 13, and then you arrive there under the sun, you climb the steps, and then you cannot even take a look to the theater. That's very annoying. And the tour guides, we are there, and we have to explain how beautiful and how majestic and how important is the blah, blah, blah monolithic theater. But people, they're still angry because they paid a lot and they're not seeing anything. I can repeat the Divine Comedy by heart, but it won't be enough. I can sing, it won't be enough. They will be disappointed. So that's something sad, Nuccio, but that's what's happening. And then I'm telling you what's going on behind the scenes as tour guide. I have to manage those issues daily. So it's fine.
So if you think of this northern part where the prices are very high compared to that, even,
they will think,
yeah. So you go to restaurant, you can't pay less than 60 euros for a first course or second course, and so Sicily is still cheaper than the northern part. So I know it's very expensive. I know it's not a good thing, of course, because if you go to come si chiama, Marzamemi, that used to be a fishing village, and now it's a touristic spot. They're exploiting people, and that's not fair, because they don't deserve all that money. But it is a policy that all the politicians, the policymakers should deal with, and also the local politicians should talk about that. I know.
Yeah.
And what can we
I
do?
don't know how this story will end, but for sure my job will disappear sooner or later.
Of course.
With the
of
audio
course.
guides, with apps, we wear our headphones, we just click a QR code and we can listen. So I already know that it's fine, but it's sad to see that to have access to a place, we have to pay so much money, while when we go to United States, that this is something that I like. In Washington, D.C., all the museums are for free. You go to the Metropolitan Museum in Manhattan, they tell you donation advised $25, but you can seriously give $1 and have access to the Metropolitan Museum. So culture should be available to everybody.
The same as in England. When you go to London, all the museums are free, totally free. National Gallery, British Museum,
Però
that are the best in the
dobbiamo
world.
dire una cosa, a Lendini il museo è gratis.
But thank you.
Anche la
Silvana,
zona archeologica
we
di
have to say
Carlentini è
something.
gratis.
In Lentini, the archaeological museum, that's for free. That's
Ma
good.
anche il parco archeologico è gratis.
Even the archaeological area is for free.
Sul
Then,
geologico. Sul
if
geologico.
you find,
No,
yeah,
eppure sono aperti. Se entri là ti danno il biglietto, però è gratis.
Okay.
So now we know that maybe Angie and Silvana, they might be connected. Silvana, it took 8 months to figure out the relationship between Silvana and Jeremy Garcia, but Silvana doesn't forget. She keeps going. That's another friend of ours. She kept going and going, and then at one point Nick gave up, and then they found. So
Ho trovato,
I'm
sì.
sure you will find.
Questa è una parentela molto lontana con Jeremy, ma c'è.
But you have it. You found it. Okay, folks. I think it was a marvelous meeting as always. Thank you, everybody. We didn't talk with Kat tonight and a lot of other people too. Monica, how are you, Kat?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, still free.
Still no work.
Can everyone tell? Can everyone tell me where they're from? I don't know.
You're right, Angie. So, Kat, you start.
I'm in Los Angeles.
And she works for CSI Las Vegas. And then Monica.
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
I follow the line that I see in my screen. And then I have Jim.
Omaha.
Chris Mangano. Oh, Chris, there is just you. Omaha. You are muted, but I can see your lips.
Omaha.
Yay. Juicy.
Omaha, no.
Everywhere.
That's what I would
everywhere.
like. No, well, all over the world. I'm Sicilian, but based in Rome.
And she's our writer. She's a beautiful writer. She writes
tonight.
romances. Joanne, not tonight. Beautiful or writer? Come on.
Usually, what's your t-shirt say?
I'm in Nebraska.
See, Joanne, she's in Omaha, Nebraska. Dean.
Downtown Omaha.
The King of Roses. Mary Kay.
What does
She's
your
muted.
t-shirt
She's
say?
somewhere.
She's Omaha,
Mary Kay
too.
Turco. She's Omaha. Nuccio, Sebastiano.
Yeah, I'm from Carlentini, but I live near Milan.
Oh.
Silvana. Sì,
Silvana Carlentini.
And then me, I'm Sicily, a little bit in Modica, a little bit in Carlentini, a little bit in the United States. It depends.
Eleonora, did you get your faucets installed yet?
The faucet? No. When I will do it, I will send you a picture, I promise. I bought a faucet in Omaha. I took it in my luggage. That's the heaviest luggage ever. Ma cattavo tutto il rubinetto con... Vabbè, lascia perdere.
Ma c'ero
Omaha.
io. C'ero io quando l'ho comprato,
No,
no?
so you were at home. I was like, how the hell do I have to put it inside the luggage? And then I bought another luggage, obviously, because it was too small.
How many pieces of luggage do you have now?
Well, I have too big in the carry-on. So next time I'll come, I will take one big and then the carry-on. See, that's
So what you
but
do
when
is
I
you
travel
pack
United States, I
pack your
always
carry-on and you put it inside your big one and then you check the big one.
no, you know why? Because I don't trust them. So I put whatever I need in the carry-on, everything. Even if it's winter, I pack them little, and then the carry-on stays with me always. And then the big one is gonna be empty.
Our luggage didn't
That'll work
come.
too.
Seriously?
Come?
Our
So where is
luggage
your
just came
luggage?
today.
Oh, back to United States, back home?
Yeah, we left Italy Friday, the 13th, and our luggage just came today.
4 days. So you
Mm.
flew Catania?
Catania, it was delayed and going into Munich, and they never transferred the luggage.
What airline did you fly?
Lufthansa, which is a partner of United.
Okay, Juicy, she works in the airport, so next time we can bother her for our luggage.
No, but I don't deal with
But
luggage. Just air traffic
she works
control.
in the
I just
tower of
take care,
control, so she
take
can
care
ask
of your
the
own safety. Well, I mean, what happens to luggage?
well,
I mean,
but
it's
next time you
I
can
can't be
say
accountable for that.
next time you can ask to the airplane leaving from Munich to wait a little bit, the one from Catania. You're the one that gives the
True.
there is one luggage missing. Next time you're
Oh,
gonna
well,
stop that.
I know it must, I mean, it is very annoying.
I was worried about my souvenirs, not my clothes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can understand. You're right. But everything arrived safe, right?
Yes.
Good. Meno male.
Ragazzi,
Okay.
vi saluto, buonanotte a tutti.
It's almost
Buonanotte.
11
Was very
p.m.
good
here.
to see you.
Buonanotte.
See you all.
Ciao, everybody.
Grazie,
Ciao.
buonanotte.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.